We're looking at a screen here that assists our team in designing solutions for the biosphere on planet Earth. We've accepted the challenge that all armed forces, Navy, Army, Air Force, Marines, even Coast Guard, global forces have a unique role to play in the recovery of the biosphere. Here are some of the key words we look at to help us understand how to attack this problem. Assuming that we start here with aquasphere, the aquasphere being all of the water bodies of water on this planet, which, by the way, is predominantly a water planet. And these then are taken in tow by the Navy and sometimes the Marines, and especially to control overfishing, to assist in picking up, it seems like we've got a little bit of a trash problem, or more creatively a recycling problem with large pools of styrofoam, which can become garments, I understand. We also have the opportunity along the shores of all of our large oceans and whatnot to take care of the coral reefs and the wetlands. So between the Navy and the Marines, there's a big job to be done there, and they have the equipment to do it. The atmosphere per se, that 7-mile high but very thin bubble around our planet, which is where we really live, is the proper purview of the Air Force. And by being positioned in satellites and using their equipment, they can sense what's going on in the biosphere. And by the way, there are large clouds of pollution and things that need to be monitored, tracked, and of course fixed in the best sense of the way. And this is an Air Force role, properly speaking. The florosphere, meaning all the things that grow on the land, the trees, the plants, the grass, etc. The big job is to recover the forests and replant the forest. This is properly the job of the Army. Army, with the assistance of citizens, high school kids, and people big enough to handle a shovel and a pick. And this can be done at the level of 1 trillion trees if we get to it and we use all of the trucks, support, kitchens, water that we need to do that kind of a job. The florosphere. The military, the Army, would also work on large conservation projects, things that require big help, and even making canals into the deserts where salt water can go if it rises too high. Then we have over here the faunosphere, which is basically the animals, and I don't want to not include the insects here because, we just found that if the bees disappear, we may be in way more trouble for pollination than anything you can imagine. So there is a place in the faunosphere also for the ground forces, especially the Army. And this isn't unusual. I mean, the American Army in 1920 used to restock the trout streams in the Sierras, along with building stream beds and also trails. So this is not unusual. Now here's an interesting area. The technosphere. We need to protect the web, World Wide Web, more than any single thing. It is our global brain. It is our global library. It is where the best and latest breaking information can be resourced by anybody on the planet. No other large concern or small concern, be it like a terrorist concern, must be allowed to break that down in any kind of way. That's where a military force of any kind needs to be specialized to take care of that kind of problem. The sociosphere. If the oceans rise, and this is about the biosphere, and major groups of people are displaced, we need to be able to use both ground forces and air forces to transport instantly global villages to the places around the planet that are affected. And finally, we come into the infosphere and the mythosphere. That's where we have to, here at Earth Battalion headquarters, rewrite the possibilities for the way we see ourselves on this beautiful planet. It is a miracle planet. We are ourselves miracle inventions. We need to raise our sights completely on how we look at that beautiful combination. There is nothing about governments or corporations that can't be sort of overlooked. They're going to lose their power properly. We're going to distribute this consciousness to the whole planet and recover our biosphere.